everyone, welcome in your English Kaksha. Today we are going to start the third chapter of Snapshot book, that is Ranga's Marriage, and is written by Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. The name of the author or the narrator is also very interesting as it is given Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. In the description box here, we are having the main character's name, that is Ranga, about whom we are going to read in the story. Ranga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk who has been to the city to pursue his studies. When he returns to his village from the city of Bangalore, the crowds mill around his house to see whether he has changed or not. His ideas about marriage are now quite different, or are they? Means when he came back after completing his studies from Bangalore, many of the people of his or most of the people of his village came around his house to see whether he was changed and what are the ideas of marriage, or if he is having that ideas, because now he was a city boy and everyone was having the curiosity to know whether he was interested to marry any girl or not. So when we will read the story, we will definitely enjoy it because it is full of fun. So let's see the text now. When you see this title, some of you may ask, Ranga's Marriage. Here the narrator is saying when we will see the title name, Ranga's Marriage. This is the title? How? What kind of title it is? Why not Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganatha Vijay? Ranganatha Vivaha क्यों नहीं रखा और Ranganatha Vijay क्यों नहीं रखा? Well, yes, I know. I could have used some other mouth-filling one like Jagannatha Vijay or Girja Kalyana. मैं और भी कोई नाम रख सकता था, जैसे कि जगन्नाथ विजय रख देता या गिरजा कल्याण रख देता, बट देन इट इज़ नॉट अबाउट जगन्नाथ विक्ट्री और गिरजा वेडिंग, इट इज़ अबाउट ओर रंगाज मैरिज एंड हैंस नो फैंसी टाइटल. रख सकता था लेकिन मैंने नहीं रखा. क्यों? क्योंकि ये अपने रंगा की शादी की बात हो रही है, अपना रंगा, जिसके लिए मैंने कोई फैंसी टाइटल नहीं चुना. होशाली इज़ आवर विलेज, यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड ऑफ इट. नो, व्हाट अ पिटी. कहता है होशाली हमारा अपना गाँव है, क्या आपने उसके बारे में सुना है? नहीं सुना? कितनी बुरी बात है. बट इट इज़ नॉट योर फॉल्ट. Here he is addressing the readers and is saying it is not the fault of the reader because there is no mention of it in any geography book. Those sahibs in England writing in English probably do not know such a place exists and so make no mention of it. Our own people too forget about it. You know how it is? They are like a flock of sheep. One sheep walk into a pit and the rest blindly follow it. Here he is saying that the cartographers, those who are belonging to India, and even though the people who were from England, they have not mentioned it anywhere. They were not knowing about this Hoshali village. So how can the reader know about this particular village? When both the sites in England are our own, geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer to remember to put it on the map, can you? And so there is not even the shadow of our village on any map. He is saying that क्योंकि ये किसी मैप में है ही नहीं, तो आपने इसके बारे में कैसे पढ़ा होगा? Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. Here he is saying that he is apologizing because he started from some other title and he has mentioned some other lines. शुरू उसने रंगा की मैरिज से किया और पहुंच गया वो होशाली नाम पर. If the state of Mysore is to भारतवर्षा, here he is saying अगर मैसूर जो है भारतवर्षा की कोई स्टेट है, भारतवर्ष की कोई स्टेट है, what the sweet Kari Gabdu is the festive meal. This Kari Gabdu is actually a festive meal. What kind of festive meal? That is South Indian fried sweet filled with coconut and sugar. This description is given at the bottom of the page. जैसे आप गुजिया खाते हो, उसमें नारियल और स्वीट जो मीठा है वो भरा जाता है, ऐसे ही ये स्वीट है. Hoshali is to Mysore state what the feeling is to the Kari Gabdu. अगर हम मैसूर को स्टेट बोल सकते हैं तो कैरी गदेबू की जो अंदर की जो फीलिंग है उसको क्या कहा जा सकता है? मीन्स ही इज डिस्क्राइबिंग ऑल द थिंग्स इन द फनीस्ट वे. व्हाट आई हैव सेड इज एब्सोल्युटली ट्रू, बिलीव मी. ही इज सेइंग दैट यू हैव टू बिलीव मी बिकॉज दीज ऑल थिंग्स आर ट्रू दैट आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू. आई विल नॉट ऑब्जेक्ट टू योर क्वेश्चनिंग इट, बट आई विल स्टिक टू माई ओपिनियन. इफ यू आर हैविंग एनी क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, then I am fixed about my opinions. I am not going to change these. I am not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hoshali. Glowingly means the wonderful things about Hoshali. We have a doctor in our place. His name is Gunda Bhatta. ही सेइंग हमारे यहाँ पर एक डॉक्टर भी है जिसका नाम गुंडा भट्ट है, ही एग्रीज विद मी, और वो भी मेरी सारी बातों को मानते हैं, जो भी मैंने आपको बताया वो सब सच है। ही हैज़ बिन टू क्वाइट अ फ्यू प्लेसेस, नॉट इंग्लैंड। ही सेइंग दैट वो होशाली और ऐसी काफ़ी जगह पर घूमा है, सिर्फ इंग्लैंड ही नहीं होशाली जैसी जगह पर भी घूमा है। इफ़ एनी वन आस्क हिम वेदर ही हैज़ बीन देयर ही सेज नो नाउ, आई हैव फेल्ट दैट टू यू, running around like a flea pester dog is not for me. I have seen a few places in my time, though as a matter of fact, he has seen many. He is saying जैसे एग्जाम्पल जो दिया गया वेरी फनी एग्जाम्पल है, लाइक फ्ली पेस्टर डॉग। फ्ली पेस्टर डॉग क्या होता है? फ्ली पेस्टर डॉग जिसके ऊपर छोटे छोटे वो बैठ जाती है ना मक्खियाँ, और वो डॉग भागना शुरू कर देता है, that is called flea pester dog. But here he is saying that the doctor is not a flea pester dog, like he is roaming here and there, and even the narrator also has seen many places. We have some mango trees in our village also. Come visit us and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Now he is telling us about the raw mango that is very famous in Hoshali. Don't eat it. But he is saying that when I will give you the raw mango, you will not eat it. You should not eat it. Just take a bite. इसका सिर्फ एक पीस खाकर देखना. The sourness is too sure to go straight to your ब्रह्मेंद्र. ब्रह्मेंद्र means बिल्कुल पेट के अंदर जाकर आपको ऐसी गुड़गुड़ पैदा करेगा. I once took one such fruit home and chutney was made out of it. And he was saying once he took a fruit like mango, raw mango, and made a chutney out of it. All of us ate it. The cough was suffered from after that. It was when I went for the cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. खाने के बाद कहता खांसी भी हो गई. जब मैं इस खांसी की दवा लेने के लिए डॉक्टर के पास गया, कौन सा डॉक्टर? गुंडा भट्टा. तो उसने बताया कि इस मैंगो को खाने से खांसी हो जाती है क्योंकि ये बहुत ही सौर है. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. जैसे मैंगो स्पेशल है, ऐसे ही बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमारे विलेज में और भी स्पेशल हैं. वी हैव अ क्रीपर ग्रोइंग इन एवर सो फाइन वाटर ऑफ द विलेज पॉन्ड. इट्स फ्लावर्स आर अ फीस्ट ऑफ बीहोल्ड. बीहोल्ड मीन्स देखते ही आकर्षित करना. हेयर ही सेइंग इन द पॉन्ड ऑफ द विलेज देयर आर मैनी क्रीपर्स. बहुत सारी ऐसी बेल हैं, वाइन हैं, जहाँ पर सुंदर सुंदर फूल खिले हैं, और इन फूलों को देखते ही देखने वाला वहाँ रुक जाता है. गेट 2 leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath and you will not have a worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. You will say I am rambling. कहता है कि तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि मैं इधर उधर की फेंक रहा हूँ? It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. But enough. If any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. Here is saying if you are fascinated by the description that I am going to give you or I have given to you and you are thinking to visit our village, then please write a line to me. I will be there to catch you. I'll let you know where Hoshali is and what things are like here. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit. Don't you agree? कहता है कि अगर ऐसी ज़बरदस्त चीज़ें आपको देखनी है हमारे गांव में तो तुम्हें आना पड़ेगा. तुम नहीं मानते कि आकर देखो? What I'm going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. We didn't have many people who knew English then. Our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore to study. It is different now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street talking in English. Those days we didn't speak in English, nor did we bring in English words while talking. Here he is saying when Ranga was sent to Bangalore for the higher studies, only then that boy was the first person. But now many are there who know the English. And even though the people are getting the English words when they are talking to each other. Now we will see what is given on the next page. Here the narrator was saying when they are talking in Kannada, they are also taking some English words also. What has happened in disgraceful, believe me. कहता है कि जो हुआ आप मानोगे नहीं, that was very disgraceful. The other day I was in Rama Rao's house when they bought a bundle of firewood. कहता है कि मैं एक दिन रामा राव के घर पर था और वो एक बंडल ऑफ फायरवुड लेकर आया. रामा राव सन केम आउट टू पे फॉर इट, और रामा राव का बेटा उसके लिए पैसे देने आया. He asked the woman how much should I give you, and he was asking how much money he has to give for that bundle. And 4 pice, she said. The boy told her that he didn't have any change and asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman didn't understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. I too didn't know. Later, when I went to Ranga's house and asked him, I understood what it meant. Here he is saying, जब उस बच्चे ने change word बोला तो उस लेडी को नहीं पता था कि change का मतलब क्या है और वो मटरिंग करते हुए चुपचाप वहाँ से चली गई. मुझे भी नहीं पता था. Narrator was saying that he was not also knowing the same word. लेकिन जब वो रंगा के घर गया और उसने उससे पूछा तब जाके उसको पता चला कि change का मतलब क्या होता है. This priceless commodity, the English language, was not so widespread in our village a decade ago. Decade means a period of 10 years. Here he is saying this language, that is English, a priceless commodity, was not widespread. लोग जानते नहीं थे इसको 10 वर्ष पहले. That was why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. The question will be in your text that how the Ranga's marriage was a great event. Homecoming was a great event. From here, you can give the answer of that question. People rushed to his doorstep announcing the accountant's son has come. The boy who had gone to Bangalore for his studies is here. It seems, and come, Ranga is here. Let's go and have a look. As in the beginning, the description box is given where we learnt about Ranga, who was sent to Bangalore for his higher studies, and when he came back, everyone was curious to know whether he has changed or not. That's why his homecoming was a great event for the people of that village. Attracted by the crowd, I too went and stood in the courtyard and asked, why have all these people come? There is no performing monkey here. जब मैंने देखा कि बहुत से लोग वहाँ जा रहे थे तो मैं भी चला गया. फिर मैंने कहा कि यहाँ पर तो कोई मदारी का बंदर नहीं है, फिर सारे यहाँ क्यों आए हैं? A boy, a fellow without any brains, said, loud enough for everyone to hear, what are you doing here then? तो एक लड़का जिसके पास दिमाग नहीं था उसने इतनी जोर से बोला, कहता कि अगर यहाँ पर ऐसा कोई मंकी नहीं तो तुम क्या करने आए हो? अगर हम कोई मदारी का शो देखने आए तो तुम क्या करने आए हो? A youngster, immature and without any manners, thinking that all these things were now of the past, I kept quiet. लेकिन मैंने सुन लिया और चुप रहा. Seeing so many people there, Ranga came out with a smile on his face. Had we all gone inside, the place would have turned into what people call the black hole of Calcutta. Thank God it didn't. Everyone was surprised to see that Ranga was the same as he had been 6 months ago when he had first left our village, and an old lady who was near him ran her hand over his chest and looked into his eyes and said, the Genevra means the Janeu पहनते ना, धागा पहनते हैं गले में और कमर पे, is still there. He has not lost his caste. She went away soon after that. Ranga laughed. जैसे ही लोगों ने उसको देखा, उसने स्माइल पास किया और उसमें से एक ओल्ड लेडी उसके पास गई, उसने उसको देखा और उसके जनेऊ को टच किया और बोलती है कि नहीं, ये भी चेंज नहीं हुआ है. और इतनी बात सुनकर रंगा हंस पड़ता है. Once they realized that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes and nose, the crowd melted away. Melted away means ये नहीं कि वो पिघल गए खड़े खड़े, वो चले गए. Like a lump of sugar in a child's mouth means उनको लगा कि ठीक है सब, and after that they dispersed away. I continued to stand there, लेकिन मैं वहाँ खड़ा रहा. After everyone had gone, I asked, how are you, Rangappa? Is everything well with you? It was only then Ranga noticed me. He came near me and did a namaskara respectfully, saying, I am all right with your blessings. I must draw your attention to his aspect of Ranga's character. He knew when it would be to his advantage to talk to someone and rightly assessed people's worth. As for his namaskara to me, he didn't do it like any present day boy with his head up towards the sun, standing still like a pole without joints, jerking his body as it was either a wand or walking stick. Nor did he merely fold his hands, he bent low to touch my feet also. May you get married soon, I said, blessing him. After exchanging a few pleasantries, I left. कहता है कि आजकल के लड़कों की तरह नहीं वो सीधा खड़ा रहा और झुकने की कोशिश भी नहीं की, और उसने जैसे होता है ना कि बिना झुके ही आप प्रणाम करने लगते हो, उसने झुका और उसने प्रणाम किया, मेरे फीट को टच भी किया, और मैंने उसे आशीर्वाद दिया कि जल्दी से तुम्हारी शादी हो जाए। उसके बाद मैंने कुछ अच्छी अच्छी बातें की और फिर मैं वहाँ से चला गया। That afternoon when I was resting, Ranga came to my house with a couple of oranges in his hand. A generous, considerate fellow. It would be a fine thing to have him marry, settle down and be of service to society, I thought. अगले कुछ that afternoon, उसी दोपहर को when I was resting, जब मैं घर पर आराम कर रहा था, रंगा मेरे घर पर आया। उसके हाथ में कुछ ऑरेंजेस थे और मैंने देखा कि बहुत ही जेनरस, काइंड और बहुत ही सुलझा हुआ लग रहा था। मुझे लगा कि इसकी जल्दी से शादी करा देनी चाहिए और समाज को एक अच्छी सर्विस देने वाला एक इंसान दे देना चाहिए। फॉर अ वाइल वी टॉक्ड अबाउट दिस एंड दैट, देन आई केम टू द पॉइंट, रंगप्पा, व्हेन डू यू प्लान टू गेट मैरिड? आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गेट मैरिड नाउ, ही सेड। व्हाई नॉट? तब मैंने इधर उधर की बात करते उसे पूछ ही लिया कि शादी कब कर रहे हो? रंगा ने कहा कि अभी नहीं। क्यों नहीं? आई नीड टू फाइंड द राइट गर्ल. I know an officer who got married only 6 months ago. He's about 30 and his wife is 25. I'm told they will be able to talk lovingly to each other. Let's say I married a very young girl. She may take my words spoken in love as words spoken in anger. Recently, a troupe in Bangalore staged the play Shakuntala. There is no question of Dushyanta falling in love with Shakuntala if she was young, like the present-day brides is there. What would have happened to Kalidas' play? If one gets married, it should be to a girl who is mature. Otherwise, one should remain a bachelor. That's why I'm not marrying now. He gave the description of Kalidas' play Shakuntala, and then after he told about Dushyanta who was in love with Shakuntala. She was also an immature girl. And then after that, he concluded he is not going to marry. Is there any other reason? The narrator asked him. He said a man should marry a girl he admires. एक आदमी को उसी लड़की से शादी करनी चाहिए जिसे वो लाइक करता है. What we have now are arranged marriages. आजकल arranged marriage हो रही हैं. How can one admire a girl with milk stains on one side of her face and wetness on the other, so young that she doesn't even know how to bite her fingers? शर्म और हया तो है ही नहीं. कहता है कैसे उन लड़कियों से शादी की जा सकती है. When a neem fruit, the other a bitter gourd. कहता है कि एक तो नीम, ऊपर से करेला, मीन्स एक कड़वा हो और दूसरा उससे भी ज़्यादा कड़वा हो, तो ऐसी शादी का क्या फ़ायदा? एग्जैक्टली, रंगा सेड लाफिंग. और फिर दोनों ही इस बात को करके हंसने लगे. आई वॉज डिस्ट्रेस्ड दैट द बॉय who I thought would make a good husband had decided to remain a bachelor. After chatting for a little longer, Ranga left. I made up my mind right then I would get him married. Now up to this line we have read, and in the next video we will read what kind of girl the narrator found for Ranga and how did his marriage take place. Till then, take care and goodbye.